Evil 4, often noted as arguably one of the best video games ever made. There's a lot of reasons to that. Great bosses, great enemy types, amazing, fun, addictive gameplay, the item management, the unique sound effects. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. We're here to talk about another reason why this game is so good. This is Resident Evil 4 All Chapters Ranked. Number 5. Chapter 2. When I initially started thinking about doing this list, it was like, you know, I could probably do this. It dawned on me how tough this is to put Chapter 2 at the bottom. Because honestly, like, this whole game is amazing. Like, Chapter 2 is great. It's just, I mean, it's tough. Chapter 2 takes you from the first El Gigante fight all the way to pretty much the eye scan. Notable things in this chapter: you get to rescue Ashley. This is when you first interact with Ashley. This is the cabin fight with Lewis. That's always great. And even though this is the bottom of my list, Chapter 2, one of my favorite parts of the game, maybe even my favorite part, my favorite location, is the village at night. That is in Chapter 2, and it's just the creepiest part of the game for me. Honestly, either that or the regenerator room. Number 4. Chapter 3. Again, it feels so bad to put this chapter down to second last, but it's, you know, it's gotta happen. They can't all be first. Chapter 3 takes you from the beginning of the castle to the end of Ashley's adventure. Chapter 3 and 4 are pretty much split up into the first and second half of the castle. Notable areas of Chapter 3, there's the catapult area. That's pretty good. You get into the first fight with the Garrador, aka the Blind Man. Most people know him as that. You get the Novista doors that are just amazing. You also get into one of the most enemy abundant rooms in the game. I call it the Massive Room. The Throne Room is another name of it. It's just, this room is always hectic, especially when you're speedrunning the game like me. It is just bonkers. Number 3. Chapter 4. Chapter 4 is the second half of the castle. It takes you from the King and Queen's Grail all the way to Ada's boat. Here you have one extra Garrador than Chapter 3. You get to fight twin Garradors. One of them is like armored up. You get to fight Salazar's right-hand man, which I've noted is a really fun boss fight. And you also get one of the most underestimated cool areas in the game for me, the mining area. It's just such a weird and out-of-place area that people often forget about. Even I forget about it. But still, for some weird reason, this area is just kind of cool to me. Number 2. Chapter 1. Chapter 1 is arguably maybe the reason why Resident Evil 4 is as successful as it is. When I first played this game, I was pretty young, and it was on GameCube. Back then, it was exclusive to GameCube too. Chapter 1 most notably holds the first village intro. And let me tell you, when I was young and I watched this cutscene, I knew I was in for some addictive shit.
Why are these people? What are they planning? Chainsaw.
After this, there's not a whole bunch, but it's still really good, honestly. You go through the village fight, you get into the farm area, which the music is so great here. Then you go into the swamp, then you go into the whale fight, which is just a really, a unique fight. There's no other fight like the whale fight in Resident Evil 4. Or any other Resident Evil for that matter. Number 1, Chapter 5. When I started ranking this out, I honestly did not expect Chapter 5 to be number 1. But thinking about it and what it does, you go from pretty much the beginning of the island to the end of the game. And notable things in that, the Regenerators. They are the star enemy of the game for me. You have Krauser's fight scene in the cutscene, which is just always such, like, even after all these years of witnessing it so many times, it's still just such a great fight scene. And you have the actual fight with Krauser on top of the tower, which is my favorite fight in the game.
She's beyond that gate. But you'll need 3 insignias to open it.
What are you gonna do, Krauser?
There's one in the north, and the other in the east.
And let me guess, you got the last one.
You also get into the military area, which I've always described, and especially when I'm speedrunning, I've always described it as the most absolute hectic final 100-meter run of a relay race that you'll ever see in your life. Gods, be on my side. Gods, be on my side, please. God. Muhammad Ali in his prime. I'm Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson in his prime. Walk up, bang. Mike Tyson Prime Edition. Go in, fuck the game. Hit the button. You have the final fight with Sadler. That's a pretty okay fight. You get to escape on a jet ski. That ending cutscene I've always loved that cutscene. You get the credits theme. It's just, Chapter 5 to me is so much. There's just so much in Chapter 5. I couldn't put it any lower. I'm going to do the speed glitch. It probably isn't worth it, but you know what? Desperate times, desperate measures, desperate times again. Get out of my way, Jesus, fuck. This is going very good, actually, Squire. Nice little freeze. So that's it. All chapters in Resident Evil 4 ranked. Now, honestly, if you told me you had Chapter 5 last and Chapter 2 first, I'd believe you. There's a reason to put every chapter here number 1. So ranking this was way more difficult than I thought. But what about you? What's your favorite chapter? And more importantly, why? Comment down below. But for now, I'm your host, Sadler Entertainment, and Nobody's Review. Peace. What is up? I know what you're thinking. You're only here for the bonus Easter egg soundtrack I put in at the end of every video. But did you also know I have a donation page under Buy Me a Coffee? Donate whatever you want to my channel and I'll put half of that back to an environmental charity. So that's that. Enjoy the music. Peace out.